Śrī Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Śrī Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Śrī Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 2. Chapter is entitled Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text number, help, 29 and 30. Text 29. Iṅhota dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅhota dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅho te dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅhota dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅho te dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cāri-ādika sātha. Please chant. Iṅho te dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅho te dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅho te dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Vaishnavis. Iṅho te dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅhota dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha. Iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. Iṅhota, this one dvi-bhuja, 2 arms, tiṅho, He, dhare, manifests, cāri, 4, hātha, hands, iṅho, this one, veṇu, flute, dhare, holds, tiṅho, He, cakra-ādika, the wheel, etc. Sātha, with. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Nārāyaṇa the Bhakti-yoga Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. This personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, has 2 hands and holds a flute, whereas the other, Nārāyaṇa, has 4 hands with conch, wheel, mace, and lotus. Purport. Nārāyaṇa is identical to Śrī Kṛṣṇa. They are in fact the same person manifested differently, like a high court judge who is differently situated in his office and at home. As Nārāyaṇa the Lord is manifested with 4 hands, but as Krishna, He is manifested with 2 hands. Reading text number 30. Nārāyaṇastvam nahi sarva dehinam atmasya adi shakila loka sakshi Nārāyaṇangam narabhujalayanat Tacchapi satyam na tavaiva maya Nārāyaṇaha, Lord Nārāyaṇa, Tvam, you, na, not, He, certainly, sarva, all, dehinam, of the embodied beings, Atma, the super soul, Asi, you are, Adisha, O Lord, Akila Loka, of all the worlds, Sakshi, the witness, Nārāyaṇaha, known as Nārāyaṇa, Angam, plenary portion, Nara, of Nara, Bhu, born, Jala, in the water, Ayanat, due to the place of refuge, Tat, that, Cha, and, Api, certainly, Satyam, highest truth, Na, not, Tava, your, Eva, at all, Maya, the illusory energy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Nārāyaṇa the Bhakti-yoga Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O Lord of Lords, you are the seer of all creation. You are indeed everyone's dearest life. Are you not, therefore, my Father, Nārāyaṇa? Nārāyaṇa refers to one whose abode is in the water, born from Nara, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and that Nārāyaṇa is your plenary portion. All your plenary portions are transcendental. They are absolute and are not creations of Maya. Purport. This statement, which is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-14, was spoken by Lord Brahma in his prayers to Lord Krishna after the Lord had defeated him by displaying his mystic powers. Brahma had tried to test Lord Krishna to see if he were really the Supreme Personality of Godhead, playing as a cowherd boy. Brahma stole all the other boys and their calves from the pasturing grounds. But when he returned to the pasture, he saw that all the boys and calves were still there, for Lord Krishna had created them all again. When Brahma saw this mystic power of Lord Krishna's, he admitted defeat and offered prayers to the Lord, addressing him as the proprietor and seer of everything in the creation and as a supersoul who is within each and every living entity and is dear to all. That Lord Krishna is Nārāyaṇa, the father of Brahma, because Lord Krishna's plenary expansion, Garbhodakṣayi Vishnu, after placing himself on the Garbha ocean, created Brahma from his own body. Mahavishnu in the causal ocean and Kshirodakṣayi Vishnu, the supersoul in everyone's heart, are also transcendental expansions of the supreme truth. Nārāyaṇastvam hi sarva dehinam atmanasyadi shakila loka sakshit Nārāyaṇo lingam narabhujalayānat Tacchapi satyam na tavaiva maya Om jnana trimandasya Gyananjana shalakaya Chakshur unmilitam jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swamin iti namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachar Deshatarane Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So it is my great honor and pleasure to be here this morning in Śrī Kṛṣṇa Balaram Mandir, ISKCON Vrindavan. Haribol. Thank you so much for having me. Before I begin to speak, I seek the mercy and the blessings of all the assembled devotees. Bhakti Anugraha, Janardhan Maharaja especially, seeking his blessings. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. And today we are reading from Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, 2nd chapter. Chapter is entitled Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is a very important topic, that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the Yuga avatar. He's the most merciful avatar of Lord Krishna, and he brings to us the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rupa Goswami prays, Namo Mahavandanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya, Namane Gorha Tvishe Namaha. Namo Mahavandanyaya, that Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful of all the avatars. Krishna Prema Pradayate, he's giving Krishna Prema. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane. His name is Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gora Tvishe Namaha. He has a beautiful golden complexion, the complexion of Srimati Radharani. And he's exhibiting his great compassion upon this world by distributing Harinam Sankirtan. Because in this material world, especially in Kali Yuga, there's an ocean of faults. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan, hasti yeko mahan gunan, kirtanad yeva krishnasya, mukta sangam param vrachet. That this age of Kali, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan, O Raja, O King, in this age of Kali, there's an ocean of faults, eke mahan gunan, but there's one good quality. Kirtanad yeva krishnasya, this chanting of Krishna's holy names, mukta sangam param vrajet, which will give us liberation from the sufferings of this material world and enable us to develop our love for Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this section of Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita that we're reading today, we're hearing a comparison between Lord Krishna and Lord Nārāyaṇa. In text 29, we hear how iṅhota dvi-bhuja tiṅho dhare cāri hātha, iṅho veṇu dhare tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa has how many hands? Two, dvi-hātha or dvi-bhuja, 2 arms. Bhuja means arms. He has 2 arms. And those arms are compared to serpents when they embrace the gopis of Vrindavan, which is one of the differences, which we'll come to soon. And he holds Krishna holds a flute, vamsi. Dhare, cāri, hātha. Let's see, yes, veṇu, iṅho, veṇu, dhare. He holds the veṇu, iṅho, veṇu, dhare. On the other hand, tiṅho cakra-ādika sātha, cakra-ādika, the other Nārāyaṇa, he has Kṛṣṇa He. Sorry, I have to speak in English. How many hands does Lord Nārāyaṇa have? 4. He has 4 hands. And what does he hold? He holds a Mahabharata, right? He holds a conch. And also he holds a chakra, yeah. And he also holds a mace, yeah, gada. He holds a mace. And what else he holds? Lotus. He holds a lotus. So we see 2 main differences here. Krishna has 2 hands and he's holding the flute. And Nārāyaṇa, he has 4 hands and he's holding the conch, the wheel, the mace, and the lotus. So this is a very interesting topic. And in the purport, it's mentioned by Srila Prabhupada that Nārāyaṇa is identical to Śrī Kṛṣṇa. They're not different people. They're the same person. They are, in fact, Srila Prabhupada writes, the same person manifested differently. Now, Srila Prabhupada gives a wonderful example in today's purport that he uses often. And that, I'll tell you a little, I'll put it in the story form that Prabhupada would often do. He said one time, Srila Prabhupada explains, there was a man who wanted to meet a Supreme Court judge. So he went to the office of the judge and he met the secretary And he said, I have an appointment to meet the judge. And the secretary said, yes, but he's very busy right now. Please wait. So he was waiting 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour. Went to the secretary. What is the judge doing? I have an appointment. I want to see him. The secretary said, please wait. He's very, very busy now with some very important business. Just wait, just wait. So again he waited. 15 minutes, half an hour. He got impatient. The secretary had gone out. So he opened the door of the Supreme Court judge's office and looked inside. And there he saw the Supreme Court judge was on his hands and knees, and his grandson was on his back, riding him like a horse. So Srila Prabhupada uses this example to make the point that the Supreme Court judge is the same person, but he reciprocates with different people according to his relationship with them. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 4, text 11, Ye yatam mam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. As you surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. So according to the different relationships we have with the Lord, He'll manifest to us differently. So in the courtroom, you go to the Supreme, in front of the judge, and you say, Your Honor, please give me your mercy. But that same person is in his office with his grandson on his back, and do you think his grandson is calling him Your Honor? No, he has some other name for him. What name he might have? We would say in America, Granddad. I called my grandfather Granddad, or Grandpa, like that. So then, it's a different relationship. It's a different relationship. And when the Supreme Court judge goes home to his wife, and she prepares prasadam for him, does she call him Your Honor? No, she may call him Swami, or Priyaji, dearest one, honey. Depending on the relationship, she may call him something worse also, right? Depending on the mood, but all in love and affection. So, ye tam mam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. According to the relationship of the devotee to Krishna, then the Lord will reveal Himself accordingly. In the 9th chapter of the Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a very interesting discussion between Venkat Bhatta and Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was traveling in South India. He took his bath in the Kaveri and visited Srirangam. He was chanting and dancing in the temple of Sri Ranganath, and all the residents of Srirangam were enchanted by seeing his performance of singing and dancing, loudly chanting the holy names. They were all becoming devotees. They were all engaged in chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. One of the devotees there, Sri Vaishnava, follower of Srila Ramanuja Acharya, his name was Venkat Bhatta. He appealed to the Lord Chaitanya, Oh my Lord, it is now Chaturmasya. Please take your residence at my home for 4 months. The Lord agreed, and they had a wonderful time together. They became very good friends, and Venkat Bhatta's son Gopal was serving the Lord personally, taking care of his clothes, bringing him prasadam, massaging the Lord. And Venkat Bhatta had a brother, Prabodhananda Saraswati, and he was a sannyasi. So very, very exalted family, wonderful family. One day, the Lord and Venkat Bhatta were joking together. And the Lord asked Venkat Bhatta, then why is it that Lakshmi Devi, because Venkat Bhatta and the Sri Vaishnavas are worshippers of Lakshmi Nārāyaṇa. So Lord Chaitanya said, why is it that your Lakshmi Devi, who's the beloved of Nārāyaṇa, why does she want to associate with Lord Krishna? Why does she have this desire? So Venkat Bhatta said, actually there's nothing wrong in this, because Lord Krishna and Lord Nārāyaṇa, they're the same person. So if she wants to associate with Lord Krishna, her chastity is not broken. There is no problem in that. There is no issue. And Lord Chaitanya said, yes, and he was joking with Venkat Bhatta, and he said, yes, your Lakshmi Devi, she wants to associate with Lord Krishna, but she cannot attain that goal. Why is that? And then Venkat Bhatta, he said, I cannot understand these mysteries. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can explain to us. So then Lord Chaitanya went on to explain that in order to associate with Lord Krishna in the rasa dance, one must take on a gopi roop. One must take on the form of the gopis and the mood of the gopis in Śrī Vrindavan Dham. So Venkat Bhatta, he was perplexed. And then Lord Chaitanya went on to explain that actually the personified Vedas, they were able to associate with Lord Krishna in the rasa dance because they took the form of gopis. But Lakshmi Devi, she is attached to worshipping Lord Nārāyaṇa in the form of Lakshmi with great opulences. She has nice bangles and jewelry, and she's got her nice silk sari, and everything is in her mood of Aishwarya, of awe and reverence, and she's not ready to give up her opulences in order to worship Krishna. She's attached to her opulences. So therefore, she could not obtain a gopi roop, and she could not gain that conjugal association of Lord Krishna. She could not engage in the rasa dance. So Lord Chaitanya, by speaking in this way and elaborating further, he converted Venkat Bhatta, his son Gopal, Prabodhananda Saraswati, and so many devotees in Srirangam to worshippers of Radha and Krishna in the mood of the conjugal relationship. Anarpita chirim charat karunayavatirna kalo samarpayatam unatojvalarasam svabhakti shriham hari parata sundara duti kadamba sandipataha sada hridaya kandare spuratuva sachinandana. In the Adi Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the reason for the Lord's descent, one of the reasons of Lord Chaitanya's descent is given, and that is to bestow and give what has not been given for a very, very, very long time. And that is Unatoj Valarasam, which is Shriyam, the mood of conjugal loving relationships that Krishna has with the gopis, offering this
to the people of this world in Kali Yuga. So this is the wonderful, wonderful gift of Lord Chaitanya, that he's offering us this most intimate rasa with Lord Krishna. Okay, Lord Nārāyaṇa is a wonderful personality. He's Krishna himself, but he's Krishna in the role of a Supreme Court judge. Formal, very formal relationship. Whereas Lord Chaitanya is offering the relationship with Krishna in an intimate, in a spontaneous dealing, which is a great, great gift. And Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratuva Sachinandana, that we're being offered this benediction, that may that love, that spontaneous love for Krishna in the mood of the gopis, Spuratuva, be constantly situated in our hearts. So this is a very beautiful gift of Lord Chaitanya to all of us. And we can access this by engaging in the Yuga Dharma. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. That in this age of Kali, Brihat Naradya Purana states, we should chant the holy names, chant the holy names, chant the holy names. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the transcendental nature of the relationship of Lord Krishna and Lord Nārāyaṇa. They're the same person, but the relationship of Lord Nārāyaṇa is in awe and reverence. And the relationship with Lord Krishna is one of intimacy and the conjugal rasa. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? Do you have a hand up somewhere? Yes? Okay. Let me see if I understand your question properly. You're asking how can we perform very nice Harinam Sankirtan? Is that your question? Yes, that is your question? Okay, thank you so much. So the question is how to perform very nice Harinam Sankirtan. So Rupa Goswami, he writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that our service for Lord Krishna should be without any mix of jnana or karma. Anyabhilasita shunyam jnana karma anavritam anakulyena Krishna nushilanam bhaktir-uttama. So our Harinam Sankirtan is our service to Lord Krishna. And that should be without any mix of jnana or karma. And anukulyena Krishnanu, it should be done in a way favorably to Krishna, that Krishna appreciates that Harinam Sankirtan. That is Uttama Bhakti. That is what we are striving for. So when we're doing Harinam Sankirtan, our motivation should be to please the Lord, please the Vaishnavas. It should not be with any desire for fruitive result. It's not that we should think, let me perform Harinam Sankirtan very nicely and I will get something from it. I will get some material benefit. Like, I will get some big donation if I do Harinam Sankirtan very nicely. Or I will get recognition. I will get respect. I will get adulation. I will get worship. We should not have any of these things in mind. People may think, I'm a very advanced devotee. So these are the tendencies that we should try to avoid. And we should not think that by chanting I will get liberation. There was a discussion between Haridas Thakur and one Brahmana in the assembly of Rup and Sanatan Goswami. And this Brahmana, what was Gopal Chakravarti, I think? Gopal Chakravarti. He was saying that by performing Harinam Sankirtan, we'll get liberation. And Haridas Thakur said, liberation is just insignificant compared to love for Krishna, which is the real goal for Harinam Sankirtan. And this Gopal Chakravarti, he was very much an impersonalist. And he said, what? How can you say liberation is insignificant? What, you offender? If you are wrong, may your nose fall off. So he was offending Haridas Thakur. And Gopal Chakravarti, he was an employee of Rup and Sanatan. And Rup and Sanatan were so apologetic to Haridas Thakur because he had been offended. Then they immediately sacked Gopal Chakravarti. Immediately he lost his job. And then after just a few days, he caught leprosy. And his sesame seed-like nose, his sesame flower-like nose, just melted away like this. So we should not be tinged or contaminated by this idea that by performing Harinam Sankirtan, we can get some kind of liberation, and it's a great thing. Actually, the devotees, they pray in the mood of Lord Chaitanya. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmani svare bhavatat bhaktir ahoitu ki tvayi. That, oh my Lord, I don't want wealth, I don't want women, I don't want fame, I don't want to go to the heavenly planets. I only want your unmotivated devotional service birth after birth. That means unmotivated, ahoitaki, without any motivation. We want to engage in Harinam Sankirtan without fruit of desires, without desire for liberation, and that desire should be favorable to Lord Krishna, and ahoitaki, unmotivated, with the mood to just birth after birth after birth, serve the Lord. And a very nice way to serve the Lord is through Harinam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Does that answer your question? Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. It's actually unlimited questions. So many things could be said on this topic, and I'm glad we could share just a few things. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments? Yes, Prabhu. This Prabhu here.
Hare Krishna Swamiji.
Hare Krishna.
As it has been mentioned in the class that Nārāyaṇa and the Lord Krishna are not, means they are identical.
Yes, they're the same person.
But it has been mentioned that the Vishnu Tattva has Lord's 93% potency.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. 96.
So would you like to put some light on it?
Yes, I would. Thank you so much for your nice question. So, Lord Krishna has 4 additional qualities that Lord Nārāyaṇa does not have. He has a very beautiful form. He's so beautiful. His His eyes are like lotus petals, and he has a darkish blue complexion. He's Sri Bangananda, he's playing the flute. And that leads us to the second special quality, is that he plays the flute so beautifully. We never see Nārāyaṇa with the flute. We see Padma, Chakra, Gada, and what is it? Concha, Shankha, yeah, and the Concha. But we don't see veṇu. There's no Murli in Vishnu. So Lord Krishna, he's playing the flute, and he plays so beautifully. And when he plays the fifth note of the flute, sa pa, then the gopis become so attracted. Everyone becomes attracted. The calves, they stop drinking the milk from their mother's udders. The Jamuna stops flowing and begins flowing backward. Everyone is fully enamored when Krishna plays his flute. And then there's Leela Madhurya. There's the beautiful, wonderful pastimes of Lord Krishna and his devotees, like the rasa dance, and Mother Yashoda is tying up Krishna to the grinding mortar, and Krishna is playing with his cowherd friends, and they're imitating different animals and birds, like the peacocks, more, more, and they're jumping over each other like frogs, cakra-ādika, rivet, rivet, rivet. And like this, they're enjoying themselves with such wonderful leelas, having lunch together and sharing their lunch baskets and teasing each other and playing games. So this is called Leela Madhurya. And then the fourth one is Krishna has wonderful, beautiful relationships with his devotees. As we mentioned, his relationship with the gopis and the conjugal ras goes far beyond Nārāyaṇa's relationship with his devotees in the mood of awe and reverence. So the mood of Krishna with his devotees is one of intimacy. When Krishna is playing with the cowherd boys, sometimes one cowherd boy will jump on Krishna's back. So no one would do that in Vaikuntha with Nārāyaṇa. But Krishna enjoys this. So these are the four additional qualities that Lord Krishna has that Nārāyaṇa does not have. He has a beautiful form. He plays the flute so beautifully. He engages in beautiful leelas, and he has such sweet relationships, intimate relationships with his devotees. So I hope this addresses your point. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Are there any other comments or questions? Or reflections? Okay, thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.